Welcome back to PowerDirector Made Simple. Let's jump right in with showing the second method of zooming in the display on either a still photo or a video clip. I'll start with the same exact still image from the previous video, the logo truck, and drag it down to the first track on the timeline. Just like before, it is only 5 seconds in duration. I will duplicate the same zoom ideas that were done previously, namely zoom in immediately for 2 seconds, hold the zoom for another 2 seconds, and then use the last 1 second to zoom back to normal. Last time I used the advanced overlay editing window to show how to set the scale keyframes to accomplish the zoom. That's my favorite method because it also allows for keyframing other display parameters at the same time if necessary. But this time I'm going to use the Keyframe Settings Window, which is available by selecting the video clip on the timeline and then clicking on the white diamond on the toolbar. In the settings window that opens, there are 2 main categories, each of which appear in yellow text. The first is for adjustments to the color, white balance, and some other display factors. The second category is called Clip Adjustments. When I click on the arrow to open up that category, it starts to appear very much like the advanced overlay window. There are adjustments for position, and right underneath, it does not really say scale, but this is where you adjust those height and width factors to set a desired scale. I'll first move the playhead back to start by clicking on the stop button in the preview window. And as explained before, I always like to set an initial starting point where everything is displayed in the normal fashion. Now, somebody asked me why this was necessary, and the reason is that perhaps this clip has other clips before it on the timeline, and maybe one of those changed the scale and position. I don't want to start the display of this clip with those previous settings, so I'll create a keyframe right here by clicking on the white diamond near where it says height. And as an added note, usually you want to make sure that there is a check mark in the Maintain Aspect Ratio box. Otherwise, you could end up changing the height, but not the width, which means you would end up with a tall, stretched out image. Now, once I click on the white diamond, notice a blue diamond appears in the timeline area. Why CyberLink chose blue here, but red in the advanced overlay window, is anybody's guess. Next, I want to move the playhead to the 2-second position, which is fairly easy to see in the ruler at the top. But for what it's worth, I can always zoom in on the ruler by clicking and slowly dragging to the right, just like I did in the overlay window. Now, I can click on the slider bar at the bottom to move over about halfway, and the 2-second position can now be plainly seen. I'll move the playhead to the exact 2-second position. I could click to place a keyframe here, but so far nothing has really changed. Instead, I'll go over to the left side and change the height to 4.0. Notice because I am maintaining the aspect ratio, the width also changed to 4.0. And because I changed something here on the left side, a new keyframe was automatically created in the keyframe window, and it is also colored blue. Look at the image in the preview window, and we are still looking at that black rectangular compartment, which is the center of the picture as noted by the blue tack for the anchor point. Whoa, wait a minute. I don't see the blue tack. Maybe I forgot to enable it. I'll scroll down a little on the left side until I reach the anchor point settings. But I do have it enabled. I'll uncheck it once and then check it again. But the anchor point is not appearing. Well, guess what, folks? We have discovered another bug in PowerDirector. Yeah, it's a minor one, but you'd think they'd fix things like this instead of worrying about creating minimalist Japanese titles. I'll scroll back up to the scale area to continue. I did say that I wanted to hold this zoom for another 2 seconds, which would take me to the 4-second mark. I'll find that exact spot on the ruler by sliding the bar at the bottom over a little bit until it comes into view. I'll then place the playhead at that exact position. I want a keyframe here that gives the same zoom number of 4, which is already entered on the left side. I can either right-click and select Duplicate from previous keyframe, or I'll just click the white diamond on the left side with the current settings that are there. The blue diamond marking a keyframe with those settings now appear at that point. Next, I need to move the playhead all the way out to the end by just hitting the N key on the keyboard. During this last 1 second, I want the display to go from a zoom factor of 4 all the way back down to a normal display of 1. On the left side, I'll change the height or width to read 1.0, and the final keyframe will be automatically created. Now, I'll test it out by hitting stop in the preview window to move the playhead back to start, and then I'll hit the play button. As you watch, it immediately zooms in within 2 seconds, then it holds it, and then quickly zooms back out to normal. Everything works just the way I wanted. In the Keyframe Settings window, I'm going to click on the right side of the ruler and drag it to the left so that I, in effect, zoom out until I see the entire duration of the clip. And there you should now see all 4 keyframes that were entered to accomplish this zoom. Now here's something easy to do. Maybe I thought that 2 seconds was too long to zoom in, and I wanted to cut that down to just 1 second. Would I have to delete the keyframe at the 2-second position and set up another one at the 1-second mark? Nope. I'll just click and drag that keyframe over to the left to the 1-second mark. I can tell the exact position by looking at the time code in the preview window. I'll return the playhead back to start and then hit play. This time the zoom effect happens quickly, lasting only 1 second. So how's that for making quick and easy changes? I'm not going to bother with the long 3-minute video that we also saw in the first video, as the procedure would be identical. Sometimes you just have to remember to zoom in on the ruler to find the exact time position, especially on long duration clips when the graduation markings tend to get close together. That's the beauty of both the Advanced Overlay Editing window and this Keyframe Settings window, because you can choose to zoom in on the ruler and see precise locations more clearly. Try things out using both methods and then pick the one that you find the easiest to work with. In the next video, I'll repeat this process all over again, but I will use the pan and zoom method, which seems to be the method that CyberLink recommends. Now, after watching it, you might tend to agree with me that it shouldn't be your first choice. In fact, in my opinion, it shouldn't even be a choice at all. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment or question. I'll see you next time.
Of the field.